Let me just grab a snack. Did they do the commentary for us too?
Oh, and we're off. See
like,
if they're both gonna go for the cutscene skip.
Looks like only Josh is. Josh has been doing it for over a year now, so he's pretty confident with that trick. And it does save around a little bit over 2 seconds, maybe close to 3 seconds, if done correctly. In all honesty, it's a great trick. It gets you to fish faster, but all in all, like, we all know fish game. Like, that's really what decides, like, the opening pace of the run. So both runners are just trying to make it.
Nothing until fish.
It really doesn't. Both runners are just trying to make it to fish with as little errors as possible, and then seeing how the RNG takes control of the run. As you can see, though, this is going to be a great example of showing off like how important lines are for the runners. Both of these runners are really good. Both these runners have a sub-1 time, but really the difference when you start getting to that sub-1 time is the angles, is the boosteds, is the extra spins that you put from area to area. So we're really going to see that in full effect here as runners start to go through each level. Looks like Josh had a little bit of a cleaner geyser.
Yeah, about 113, I think. And this is our 122 for Flu.
Yeah, and that stinks for Flu, but really is not going to be. We'll see how Fish evens out the race.
Good training, boys. But that's nothing compared to the challenges.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I haven't really watched a Jak run. I've seen all of the new stuff for no LTS. But like ever since like I started like my recent job, like I haven't been able to watch like a full run of it yet, so I'm really excited.
Your Jak and Daxter hiatus that you've got going on at the moment.
Yep. And no LTS looks fun now. I'm not gonna lie. Like before, I know a lot of people had a lot of resilience running the category, just because it was a very straightforward run with not too much going on, besides some RNG here and there and some more luck-based tricks with like you had to get lava walk, you had to get like a solid Triats in your run if you wanted to get like a super good time. But now with like boggy and stuff, like the run's pretty difficult.
Yeah, boggy's a mess now.
It looks like so much fun, honestly.
It does. I've yet to try out the new stuff though.
Yeah, both these runners I think can do all the strats. It'll be interesting to see if Josh goes for lava walk later on with how good of a runner Flu is. If Josh misses lava walk 2-3 times and Flu doesn't go for it, like he could easily give Flu too much of a lead if they're around the same pace. So it's going to be interesting to see how the risk both runners take versus the consistent strats that both of them will go for as well. Looks like Josh is going to get a solid fisherman time, and Flu is right behind him.
Less than 10 seconds between the two. Any guesses for fish game?
I was just about to ask you. What do you think? What do you think, Tombo? What do you think our guess is going to be?
I'm going to go for a solid 26. Third phase.
Solid 26 third phase?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have a hot take that someone's going to finish in eels.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
I honestly, I think Flu is going to finish in eels this race.
There are 2 types of good fish to catch.
Let's see how it goes.
Pound fishies and 5-pound fishies.
What's the prediction up right now?
If you miss 20 pounds,
who is the ultimate fisherman? Oh, we got
I'm gonna take me net back from you.
Right.
They're poisonous eels.
Yo, people are counting out Flu, man.
You know, Flu's finishing in eels. Predict with custom amount. I have 2k points.
I have 3. That's going on there. There we go.
2,000 for Flu.
Yeah.
He's finishing in eels. Alright. So, fish is a pretty fun mini game. You've seen it a lot here. If they miss a fish, don't worry. It's RNG manip for later in the run. But yeah. One of the few like little mini games in this whole entire game. I don't know, there's also rats and boggy, which we will not see on this run. There's I wouldn't necessarily count cows as a mini game. It's kind of like a side quest. But really, yeah, this is just like fish and rats, I guess. Moles, maybe. Not really, though. But I think more people prefer fish to rats in terms of minigames go.
Yeah, so I think Rosa was the closest out of everybody. So he wins the GSA stream key. Seren will be giving you that today at some point.
Alright, looks like no one's finishing any eels.
Nope.
Flu was pretty close. He did have a better fish out of eels, I'm pretty sure. And now the real run begins.
Yeah.
So looks like Josh has maybe a 5-6 second. Yeah, 5-6 second lead. So it's pretty much an even race. And now this is where we get to see these lines come into play here. So if you're trying to get better at this game, I would really watch at the angles runners take, and also look at how they walk a little bit so that they can roll jump into flatter land. Every small thing like matters here. And like it's very like when you're starting out as like a new runner in this game, it's very hard to notice at first, and you kind of pick it up as you go on. But it all adds up, and it all ends up saving time in the end. That was a beautiful movement for Josh. I wonder if he actually... Josh might get 2 eco here. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it'll just be 1, I think.
Oh, that was really clean.
Yeah, just the 1.
Ah, dang.
Did he get 2?
So there is like, if you have like almost perfect movement going for that scout fly by the tree snake or whatever it is, you can get like 2 eco there. 1 obviously is all you need, but 2 is kind of swag. Both of these runners should get that though.
Oh! Is that a one frame there from Flu?
I missed it.
I think it was.
That was probably pretty sick. Alright. It looks like Josh's lines were a tad bit better than Flu's. So he's getting into the temple with even more than a 5-second lead than he had from Fish.
Yeah, Flu missed eco manip as well, so he lost a little bit of time there.
Yeah, that will do it.
It's still very close.
Yeah. While so we just saw a awesome no LTS run before this. So some of the stuff we talk about may be repeated. One of the things these runners are going to be focusing on at the start in this Hub 1 area is watching their orb collection. They need to have 240 orbs before they go to Fire Canyon so that they can buy 2 Oracle cells in the first Hub world. So Josh gets some extra orbs there, going off that jump pad in Temple. It's not needed, but it's definitely very consistent. I'm not sure if Flu went for it, but you can't really count out 10 orbs for like 3 seconds of time, especially in a race. Like when you're going for a race, you want to make sure you're doing all like consistent strats that are still fast. You don't want like anything to come up to chance. Like, things you might reset over in practice, like, you can't reset in a race, or else you're just gonna lose.
No, I reset my races a lot. It's
all the time. Was it the classic, like, just starting out rookie races back in the day? The reset until both runners are out of geyser? Alright. Overall, though, like, 2 solid FJs from both our runners. From both our runners here, like exactly what you'd want for a race. Right. And then next is coming up is one of the cooler levels in Hub 1, which is Misty Island, which rewards you, like basically the better you are at the game, the more time save you get in this level. Which is very cool. And like there is like a cycle at the end with the Zeppelin or the flying lurkers, the Zeppelins, flying lurkers, but if you like take like optimal lines, like you can get a pretty optimal route for those dudes and save a lot of time for if you just go too slow.
Yeah, I feel like both runners should get good lurker cycle here.
Yeah, and one of the key things that if you watch Josh coming up after he gets the, I think this is, let's see, after he goes through the cave and comes out getting that scout fly, he's gonna go up to getting the second scout fly here, but he's gonna take a hard right. And this that's so good. This hard right like manipulates the cycle at the end of the level, allowing them to align later on, so you can get that clean cycle we're talking about. If a runner doesn't typically go to the right, just like Flu went to the right as well. If a runner doesn't do that, they probably are going for the death cycle at the end. And
Yeah, still less than 20 seconds in this match.
you gotta love it.
Could come down to cycles, stuff like that.
Probably the most intimidating roll jump in the game, right here.
Yep, hate it.
Can be a big problem for a lot of new runners. Even veteran runners will struggle at that jump sometimes.
Both of them get it though.
Both of our runners get it, which is exactly what you see. I want to see both of these runners just go ham right now. I want to see as close as a race as possible. And
I want to see Josh get a new world record.
Nah, I want to see I wanted this to be like a 1 second race.
Yo,
I want to see them actually grab the white eco at the same time. And let's see the cycle Josh gets here. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's clean.
That's picture perfect.
That's
So
tasty.
both lurkers are exactly inside of each other, which is 100% what you want. Which goes to show you how good of a runner Josh is. And let's see if Flew to my dude. Oh, perfection. You love it. You love to see it. We get a fair race here. So now the rest of these cycles are all for the runners to mess up on their own. All of the RNG for this is kind of...
Oh,
that's not good.
Oh, no, Flu.
Exactly. But that's on Flu. That's on Flu. That wasn't the game there. And that's... Oh, that's probably gonna...
Yeah, it's gonna cost him some time here. Allow Josh to...
That one's gonna come over, and... Honestly, it might not be as bad as you think. That's maybe like me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see at the end of here. I'm thinking that will probably be like 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's the thing. Like the faster you go in Misty, the faster Misty goes. Shockingly. All right. But overall, both runners are doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Just one of the things about racing Josh, he's just so consistent. Like
Yeah.
I've done community races where like he'll just be like, oh yeah, I nearly PB'd, nearly got world record. He wasn't recording or anything like that. Just just really chill. It's like, oh yeah, nearly PB'd, nearly got world record. Like he's so consistent. Like some
and that's
runners.
the pressure.
Yeah.
That's the pressure with facing Josh too. Is like you have to play well to beat him, and Josh is just like, I just gotta be me.
Yeah.
So Josh is getting off of the boat around 14, like flat 14:01. Let's see when Blue gets off the boat here. Yeah. Sentinel Beach is honestly a level that lines play a very important role.
It's
Because-
the level that has the least amount of tricks to it. It's the level that is just nearly solely movement.
I'd say about a 30-second lead for Josh, yeah. Which isn't bad. Like, 30 seconds, like, Blue obviously doesn't want to lose more than that, but I'd still be feeling pretty good about the run you're on for a race, for, like, race standards.
It's only on one helper. Dangerous.
Just don't take damage. It's easy. Awful cannon RNG for Outrag, my man.
Love it.
But he should be fine. One of the things coming up is the birds. All of the birds are the birds start off on this first sentinel here and fly to the next two once you trigger them by making them run away. They can be a pain in the butt sometimes and just take their sweet time, not realizing that you're on a speed run and you're trying to go fast. So some runners will lose time for that, but we'll see how the birds treat us today.
Oh, Josh gets really
That's
good
picture
points.
perfect. And this is one of the interesting things. Josh is actually going to stand still for a second, and the reason he stands still for a second there is because this cutscene is triggering, and two, standing in that spot he is sets him up for the movement coming up after this cutscene perfectly. So because he's standing exactly where he wants to be, he can just roll jump perfectly onto this eco platform and then punch forward to get like just great spacing to this pelican cell. And that's like one of the things we talk about. It's like these runners know like where you have to be in order to set yourself up for success. So take out the notepad combo. Education time.
I haven't spoken to you in 2 weeks, and you're already criticizing and telling me what I need to do better in my runs. It's things never change, you know.
Dude, I want to see you succeed. Us Scotsmen got to stick together. I don't know if Josh is gonna get the scout fly here. He breaks it. Doesn't get the swag where he stays on the top, but still breaking that scout fly is awesome. If you break scout flies with blue eco, they come to you, which is very efficient and fast.
Ooh, a little bit of movement issues there from Josh. It's terrible. Reset the run.
Reset the. He doesn't know about the vortex optimization to get all of the orbs from that vent.
Oh my!
Yo, did Rose the PB? This is what happened? Is Rosa ahead of me? Oh god.
That's just bad combo.
Yeah. I'm
That's actually bad.
I'm going to drop out of uni until I reclaim my Rosa bop.
I'm gonna cancel all of my plans tomorrow. I'm just gonna send in my sub notes and just deeply analyze your run combo so you can get faster.
Blue doesn't manage to get down.
Yeah. So one of the cool things is once you punch that egg for the third time, the game stops you wherever you are and like holds you in place till the end of it falling down. But if you punch directly on the side of the egg, you can kind of fall off the ledge and be right next to my favorite NPC in the game, Bird Lady. And it just saves a little bit of time. Not a hard trick, but definitely a cool trick. You can fail it sometimes. The egg can be it can break your ankle sometimes and stay on the ledge, and then you just fall and cry about lost time. You know, it's got the Allen Iverson crossover sometimes. It just pulls it out of its bag of tricks. Yo, my muse, you saved her.
You saved her. Oh, you really
Another legendary. All the legendary NPCs are in the beginning of the game. Not
They
gonna
really
lie.
are. Apart from Boggy Billy. That's about it.
Dude, I am a fan of people who don't shower. There's nothing like being in a room, beginning of summer, with 10-year-olds who don't know how to shower. Nothing makes me happier. It's almost like a football locker room.
Awakens the oracle. Wait, one of you has the light with
Very solid hub 1 here from Josh.
I have watched and
Yeah.
for the
And Flu's right behind him. Like,
He is.
Flu is still in this. Like, Josh hasn't made a mistake, and the mistakes Flu's made are really not bad.
for your gift.
Josh is actually currently 0.7 seconds ahead of his PB, so we're on PB pace here, guys.
You have proven yourself worthy. Here is a power cell.
Eat your problems. Yep, and this is the Oracle we were talking about. They wanted to make sure that they have 240 orbs, so they can buy both the cells from this Oracle. And now we're going to leave Hub 1.
Great! You have the
You're a
20,000
cutscene.
needed to power
Woo.
my shield. Now be careful.
See.
The shield will only
You
protect
can pay
you
attention.
until
We'll look at Hub
it's
1 times to see how far away the separation is.
Flying over open lava will
I don't know what people think. How do people think this race is going?
500 degrees and it's over.
We'll do a quick Q&A with the chat.
The fire cannon
Learn anything about Jak 1.
Keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground.
Ask
Also
now.
release several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly.
While in cutscenes.
Oh, and when you get across, don't forget
You
to
think they should
activate
skip
the
lava
teleport
tube?
gate in
I
the
do too.
Sage's lab.
Kind of boring.
Then we'll be able to teleport over.
I'm sure I'm watching.
Good luck.
Awesome, we welcome you here. This game is just like Super Mario 64. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just like they took Super Mario 64 and just put a skin over it. Same physics, same everything.
Yeah, that's the only reason why it's on GSA, you know?
Yep. Overall, Fire Canyon is not really an intimidating level. These pillars that come out of the grounds can destroy you sometimes.
Yeah, there are
Just
RNG as
ruin your
well,
fun.
so...
Yeah, but most of the time, like pretty much 99.99% of the time, you could dodge them if you are paying attention.
Yo, Josh is on fire.
My man's literally on fire. No bad camera too. All right, 22:15. I'm liking it. Sounds fast.
It does.
All right. So coming from a person who misses Blue Sage Skip, can you tell us about Blue Sage Skip?
I don't miss Blue Stage Skip. Basically, there is like a 30-second cutscene here. So to skip it, we pause buffer, which is pressing start and trigger at the same time, which gives you a little buffer to hit the button, which triggers the cutscene. And then the game pauses. So if you save and load, you can skip the cutscene. But you have to make sure that your camera doesn't go anywhere near the hut again, or it triggers the cutscene and you get stuck watching it, which has happened to me a lot. I think that was a good explanation, right?
That
was good.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
solid.
taking notes.
That was my first time
awesome.
doing that, so I've just listened to Rosa terribly explain it in the past. I had to. That's what I had to live up to.
We do hear Roser's voice a lot when it comes to watching Jak speedruns. He doesn't run the game as much anymore, but he sure talks about it.
Yeah, it doesn't shut up about it, am I right?
Yes, Roser, we still love you, kind of. Roser, I would come back with that and say both of our times combined are faster than yours, but that's not true. I've only been playing this game for 2 years.
I've been playing it for a year, so
Yeah. I don't think we're doing too bad.
yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Overall, the runners are in Basin right now, which is awesome because they're still in the same level. We love to see it. Still a good race. Basin doesn't have a lot of cells for us. It has cells that are pretty fast, but the most important thing about Basin is that you can just get a lot of orbs very fast, because after just spending 240 orbs in Hub 1, we're going to collect 240 orbs again and buy the Hub 2 oracles, just because there's that many orbs in Basin and Fire Canyon combined.
Nice one cycle there with plans for Josh.
Yep. Wait, what did we get? Okay, so 2450. I'm going to pay attention this time. Let's see. Both these runners want to leave Basin with at least 217.
Josh has got it exactly.
So that means he'll have to get all of the orbs from the vet in order to get 240. Get it, Flu. Get it, Flu.
Get it.
Let's go.
For it has twisted
I still think it's about a 30-second lead for, no. It's about a 40-second lead now. Josh said 10 seconds. That man, just, someone tell him to go too, someone tell him to slow down.
Too fast.
For your sacrifice, I offer you a power
Yeah.
cell.
Flu should have a perfect amount of orbs here. He can skip 2 out of this vent, but he might as well just pick them up. It's not going to hurt anyone just being 2 orbs more. And then coming up is LPC, which is a really fun level. Runners can trigger the Blue Sage cutscene here. So that is why you will see Josh now turn his camera to the left and just avoid triggering the cutscene with his camera. Let's see if both of these runners can go through a run without watching Blue Sage though. That'd be kind of sick.
It'd be pretty good. Fortunately, we can't go a whole day without it because TJ did watch it today, but...
That TJ dude. He does watch movies though. So, I do like him.
Yeah, we do like TJ. We like TJ.
You guys saw Venom 2 last night?
Yo.
Very
Trash.
much liked it. Lots of fun.
Yo,
Josh,
that
was
movement,
sick.
Josh.
That was sick. Woo! That was sick. Blue does not get Blue Saged, but he does get bonked. Yeah. What's really great about LPC that is there's cycles in LPC, and the faster you go, the more cycles that you can almost make, which make it very fun because you want to go for everything sometimes, and that will sometimes mess you up. But overall, again, the spacing here is perfect. If you watch Flu like jumped to the right out of that door just so he can get the perfect roll jump to do a boosted right after.
Unfortunate little ball jump into the water there from Josh. Take some damage, we should still be fine though.
I think that's honestly perfect for him. He wants to be at 2 health going into this. So then he can just, now he can just grab the cell and die in the water, saving extra frames. And then, ooh, Josh has a really nice cycle right now. I don't expect Josh to make any mistakes, but like his damage cycle is very nice. Because again, after he does this piggyback trick, this trick called piggyback, he can just die right afterwards and save some frames instead of loading. Again,
It's just so
perfect.
clean.
This way you
Everything's
see.
just so clean. It's
The
amazing.
lines are direct, and that's what's really important to watch if you're learning this game, is trying to go as straight as possible from one cell to another without grabbing ledges, pressing circle any extra times. And sometimes that means like taking your time to like set a line up so that you can be successful go into the next trick. Sometimes it's better to just like take a step back and then go forward in a straight line than just like go forward at full speed and like damage control the whole time. EJ, we love you. Looks like Flu's having a solid piggyback as well.
Yeah. It's just... Oh, great cycle for Josh as well. Is he going to make it? Oh, he does. Oh.
Yep. That was honestly a picture perfect LPC for Josh. He risked the cycles and got them. And now we got past all the easy part. Now the run starts to get a little bit hard.
It does. Boggy coming up.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain the new tricks in Boggy Vortex, or do you not know any of them?
I know them. Thank you. Thank you very much. All I know is that there is this maybe commentator from last race named Six Rock who loves a category called low eco, which involves a lot of hard tricks and bug, and he's like, maybe this can go faster if we do it at no LTS. And it turns out they were faster. And now people go for them and cry because only like 4 people know how to run low eco. The first part of Boggy is just doing Boggy backwards. And the reason people do Boggy backwards is because you avoid checkpoints if you go through, or you avoid triggering checkpoints if you go through them backwards sometimes. And this allows you to like death warp around Boggy in some situations. And it turns out just to be a little bit faster.
Yeah, so Josh just coming up to the Boggy here. Oh, he's getting a safety checkpoint there, just in case he dies at any point during these Boggy strats.
Rookie. No.
Yeah.
Imagine assuming you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
So here's a cool part. Josh is going to take damage on the corner of this and start sinking into the mud here, which actually gives him a perfect spacing just to get out of bounds, which he can do a boosted over perfectly in this case scenario to the second tether. No, this is the third tether. This is the third tether. Yeah. It's been like 3 months since I've actually played this game.
Terrible. Get off commentary, you said. So now Josh will get on Flop Flop, and there's quite a few interesting out of bounds that he can do to get around Boggy with Flop Flop.
Yeah, and if you missed the out of bounds that Josh did at the start of Boggy, Flu is about to attempt it right now. And this out of bounds Josh is about to do is brutal.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Oh, Flu doing a slightly different method of zoom walking down and then swimming up.
Yep, he's being a scuba diver. Probably for safety, I don't blame him.
Ooh,
you know?
Josh misses the out of bounds. He gets it second time. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, he dies. That's not
why
good.
he gets safety checkpoints. Exactly why I said earlier. Josh assumed he was going to die, and he died. And then, so he's correct in getting that checkpoint. But just like that, though, and just like that, Flu is now ahead of him.
Blue has taken the lead.
Oh, wait a second here. Is Flu gonna do Boggy on foot?
I feel like he might.
I feel like he might too.
Yeah, he is.
He is doing Boggy on foot, so I don't know the difference. I think it's less than 10 seconds. I believe it's less than 10 seconds. So if Flu goes backwards here...
Josh only on 1 health.
Yeah. If Flu goes backwards here, a little bit farther, he actually will trigger the first checkpoint in Boggy, so he can get the last tether.
There we go.
The last tether and be fine here. And Josh gets the out of bounds. This is going to be sick. It'll be... Sweet, we got a race now!
Very close.
Ooh, where did that rat... Oh my god, Flu just got tapped on the butt there. By that rat taking damage, which actually he wants. Flu wants to be at 1 health. Josh is having a rough day right now. But he's smart, he's realizing it's slower to go for Flut. It's slower to go for Flut. So he's just gonna die and do the rest of Boggy on foot.
Yeah.
And Flu is taking extra damage so that when he hits these spikes at the end, he will spawn actually at the beginning of Boggy. So a lot of checkpoint knowledge goes into Boggy, making it a very cool level, but also it really is the hardest level in this game, which is why both of these runners are super good, and they just had, both of them did not have the cleanest Boggy, but they're both making it out of Boggy alive.
Probably going to be about 40-second difference now between Blue and Josh, so it's split.
Let's see. 34, 55. Alright, 3503. No, Flu. My Flu, no.
They might have an agreement to both go for one level.
Now. The things I want to say right now, Flu. And I bet you, so Flu is probably, so this is Flu going into this right now. Flu is not in a call probably with Josh, I bet you. And he's like, I gotta play perfect in order to compete with Josh. So he's thinking he has to go for Lava Walk and get it in order to be ahead of Josh. But what he may not know is that Josh had a rough boggy and is now behind him.
Now it's a race.
Now both of them, and that pretty much ties up the race. Like, Flu is a little bit ahead. Flu is a little bit ahead now. But that pretty much sets them up to be, yeah, okay, maybe not. Flu's like 15 seconds ahead of Josh.
10 seconds, actually.
Yeah. So now this comes down to the second, one of the harder tricks in the game. One of the hardest tricks in, not the game, but one of the harder tricks in this run. Which is, you know, both of them are going to go for tree hops. And Stalagmite hops. Blue will go for Stalagmite hops, respectively, while Josh will go for tree hops, respectively.
Just a reminder, while they're standing here, type exclamation point UAP to find out some more information about the Urban Arts Partnership. As they're bringing you your matches today, so check them out.
The Urban Cheese asked a great question. Wait, why did they have to go back to Boggy? And the reason why they have to go back to Boggy is so that they can basically like warp to Mountain Pass using the cheeky knowledge of this game to bypass having to fight Claw. And they have to do, and after standing on a rock for around 28 seconds, they will do a pause buffer, or I think it just happens regularly. This happened after I
yeah, you just hold a button for 20 seconds.
You just hold a button, and it deloads the level that you're in, and basically puts you at a different checkpoint if you set the trick up right. Josh, we get a first look at Josh going for tree hops. He's not 100% consistent with this trick, but he gets it right now. And now Flu is going for Stalagmite hops. Oh! And just like that, Josh is now ahead. Woohoo! We got a race. You love to see it. Flu is not happy. Flu is... Both of those tricks, neither of those runners are 100% consistent with those tricks. They probably get it about 40% of the time, I would say. Flu is just on the unlucky end of the stick there. And Flu is probably, if he's not watching the stream, he's probably dancing around in his head right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a big time difference now.
And Flu's not doing it on a zoomer either to save like 20. Flu's going to be like plus 40 right now. Just because of not getting that trick. This is, if you do not know how to do Stalagmite hops or tree hops, Blue is showing you what you can do instead to grab this cell. It is very slow, it is very tiring, but it is a very consistent way to get this cell. And Josh is taking that 40-second lead and bringing it to Spider Cave.
Hopefully struggling with back cell here. This is a trick that if you don't practice it like every so often, you will get stuck here for a little bit.
Totally. And there are visual cues to help it, but Flu's been doing this trick on a zoomer. You know? So...
Well, Flu, come on.
You hate to see this. I think he's just spinning too late here. He needs to spin a little bit earlier and he'll get it. And it's kind of tricks your mind. You think the later you spin, the more likely you'd be able to get up this ledge. But it's actually, like, you want to spin early and kind of ride that spin all the way up to the top. Josh right now, being at Spider Cave, does a checkpoint manip. And he's going to grab this cell for the poles and use eco to do something we call the blue eco boosted here. It is a very tight boosted, one of the farther distance boosteds in the game. He's going to grab extra eco to grab some extra orbs and scout flies with eco after. But it's a very cool trick. Very hard trick to do. He's going to do it with a zoom, which some people prefer to do without the zoom. I definitely like the zoom method. I find it more consistent.
I just don't do it. I go the opposite way. On scroll.
Howard.
We missed the Red Sage cutscene skip. He missed it. He didn't die in time.
Oh, yeah, like I said, Flu is probably in his own head right now.
Yeah.
Like, and this is the thing we talked about. Like, when you're playing someone like Josh, it's like part of it's like you want to play your best, and part of it is like the Josh effect, where you're racing against Josh. So part of it, like your head is telling you need to play fast in order to beat him. Like, and that can really affect how you play the game.
Blue as well is such a top runner that any
Yeah.
mistakes just gonna eat it in, which I think is happening right now.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to get out of your own head sometimes, especially in a race where you only get one shot at this. And at the end of the day, like, a race doesn't measure how good of a PB you get. It measures how consistent of a PB you have. And like when you're in this race mindset, you just gonna be like, you just gotta do your own game and do things as you practice them, right? Because if you don't practice backup strats or you don't do stuff, like you're less likely to get it in a run when you're on a heightened state of mind. So you really gotta try to just do what you know and not try to let the other things around you affect you. How much time does Stalagmite hops save compared to Triats? So Stalagmite hops lose around 5 to 6 seconds compared to tree hops. They have been said to be a little bit easier if you know the hidden strats. But it's really like, in all honesty, I kind of like, for a category that's an hour long, like that's pretty much like an even trick. Like, if you get that in a run, you're happy. It doesn't really matter how much time you lose going for one versus the other. Like, you'll just take being able to get by without losing that much time.
Josh coming to the end of Spider Cave now.
Mm-hmm.
Since Boggy, he hasn't really put a foot wrong.
Yeah, no, Boggy was really, and it just shows you, one, Boggy is a new level, and two, it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Coming out of, Flu did a beautiful job coming out of Spider Cave there. That movement coming out of Spider Cave can be very challenging.
Yeah, especially with that spider there.
That spider that comes down. So Flu, you could see, like I said, taking one step back to go forward faster. And that's exactly what Flu did there, and just did perfect movement. So he didn't have to spin an extra time or grab a ledge just to get up there or ground pound and bounce. He just kind of just did the movement and just vibed. So I would definitely check out that movement if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And that's the crazy thing, when you are so good at a game, Recon, like, the movement that you take, like, makes the game look easier. And it just shows you how good of a runner Josh is, that he makes the game look easy. It makes it seem like, oh yeah, I can do that. Then you try it, and then you fall off a ledge and die 3 times in Geyser. And then you decide that maybe you're not a speeder. Oh, sorry, let me close your stream out.
Oh, unfortunate death there for Blue, going all the way back to Dark Game.
So now we have a separation in levels between runners. Josh is in Snowy Mountain, which is a really fun but challenging level, while Flu is struggling through Spider Cave. I think he's still in his head here, and I feel bad for the dude. He will get another stab at Josh. I don't think this is going to kick Flu out of the tournament, but this definitely sucks for him, because he probably really wanted to do well here.
Yeah, I think he realizes that it's going to be very hard for him to catch up to Josh now.
One understated thing about Snowy Mountain, if you look at Josh, is so based on where you stand, you can manipulate those machine workers with the red eco, like to hop off in certain directions. So if you're really if you're learning how to play this game or trying to go faster and looking for ways to go faster, watch where Josh and Flu when he gets there, will stand in order to manipulate the lurkers to jump off and sort of put you in the right direction going to the next part of the level.
Little thing.
And it's the little things like that that, again, make up some of the time saved between, like, very, very good runners and intermediate runners. Do you frame, yes or no?
I'm going yes.
No.
Oh, it's Josh.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Yep.
I got that 3 times back to back in runs once. And I've
probably
never been able to get it.
since.
Yeah, haven't done it since. It's ruined my goals. It's ruined my goals.
Now, Josh doing some cheeky strats to get Flut out of the intended area, so now he can do the rest of Snowy on Flut. And again, he's going to use the ice momentum here. He's going to use like punching here on Flut to go very fast and save a lot of time. And it is one of the hardest things to get used to. And again.
I don't know what that lurker was doing through that cutscene.
Oh, look, he's just having a good time. That ground pound scares me.
Every ground pound in Snowy scares me, man. Just everything can go wrong, especially once you're on Flut.
Yep. And one thing these runners need to be careful is they need to make sure they leave Snowy with enough orbs so that they can buy both of the oracles in Hub 3. Ideally, you want to leave Fortress with around 220 orbs, and you should be fine.
Yeah, Josh is a little over-orbed right now. But
yeah, Josh is.
Second, sorry.
Especially for a race.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. One cool thing is, like, on Flut, you can gain so much momentum from the ice that if you just ground pound and just hold neutral on your sticks, it'll stop all momentum. And that's like a really good strategy for you just to regain your place and continue to move forward in the level. Blue successfully skips the Flut obstacle course to open the fortress.
Josh, not forgetting the last scout fly like I did in my first race.
And that is the difference. That's probably the only time save you have, my dude. That probably is why you have 28 minutes of time save compared to Josh. Or time lost.
How much time save do you think I have? I've got 104, dude. It's like 11. Jesus, how bad do you think I am? Good God.
Honestly, I still peg you at like a 115.
All right, I'm going. Peace out, guys.
Yep. All right, so now that Tombo's gone, Blue is showing you what happens if you do not get the 2 frame. Not really that much of a difference. It stinks, but again, it's just like less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I hate
it. Doesn't break or make Snowy if you get that or not. Like, you don't reset over that. It's just a convenience thing.
Josh on pace for like a 55, I think.
I have no idea, but I am curious to see if he'll. I don't think Josh, from what I've seen when I watch Josh play, he doesn't go for the Citadel hops or Citadel skip.
No, it's very difficult.
I'd be surprised to see him go for it now, especially with how iffy of a race he's had. Like, Josh has not had a good race by any of his standards. So I'd be very surprised if he went for that. Flu, again, I don't know if Flu knows it or not. He probably does. And he might go for it just because of the state of mind he's in right now. But
So keep an eye on your gauge.
you just feel bad for him. And the great thing about this is this is just like the group work. So Flu just after this, Flu's just got to shake this off and just totally forget about it. Because like going in, this is going to be a tough match, and the worst thing you can do is just like hold on to this loss and not be able to move forward because of it.
And don't forget to activate the teleport gate in Yellow Sage's lab. We're counting on
Josh is far enough ahead, Aslov, but I haven't seen Josh practice it, so I doubt Josh will just go for it randomly.
Yeah, I think Smug's right. I don't think Josh has actually gotten it yet, so I wouldn't really do it in a race. We'd be pretty swag though. We got it.
Yeah. Josh doesn't peg me as a runner that is just like, hey, this is faster, and he goes for it. Especially with a strat like, oh, here we go.
He's going for
Let's
it.
go. Yo. Alright. This is the last race I will commentate, everyone.
Yeah.
It has been a
What does
pleasure.
Vortex know?
What do I know about this game? Absolutely nothing.
6 eco and oranges is just a joke.
Is he gonna... He's not gonna... He's just gonna go for the orange, just skip here. Yep.
Oh my god.
And that is very nice. That is a low eco thing, but they usually do it without the eco. With 6 eco, it probably makes it... I don't know how easy or hard it makes it.
Oh.
And that stinks! That really stinks, you know? So I am back and commentating. Josh is not gonna do Citadel hops now. Knuckles cracked.
I'm so sad. I'm so upset.
All of it.
I really wanted to see him do it. What's that?
I love you, Josh.
That's it. Sad.
Yep. Anyways, we were getting close to the end of the run here. Blue is about to head into Lava Tube. After he gets the last cells to equal 72 power cells so he can talk to Kira. Looks like Josh is honestly a little bit over 1 Lava Tube ahead of Blue.
Yeah, Lewis is right. If you had believed in Josh, he would have made it.
I am sending negative vibes here.
You are.
You're absolutely correct.
Oh, Flu's missing a Scoutfly. I have been there. Did he get the one in the miners cave?
You know what he did? So probably after failing Red Sage skip, he forgot about the one right by the door.
Yeah.
Wow, Josh!
Saved that, man.
So if anyone doesn't know, if you walk too close to a portal with a pause buffer activated, the pause buffer will instantly end and it will start and it will just load. And if that happened, Josh would have had to load or watch the Kira cutscene there. But somehow Josh used some magic to avoid that happening.
Oh, these boosters from Flu. I love it.
Yep.
It's task strats right there. Oh. Yeah, like... Yeah. Blue's just having a hard time here. And
he's just got to shake this one off.
Josh in final boss.
And he crashed.
Oh.
So one of the things about Fire Canyon. No, it's not Fire Canyon.
Volcanic Crater.
Volcanic Crater. It's been a couple months,
dude. What the hell? What's going on?
I never learned the names of the level, let's be real. One of the things though is that if you die in the lava a lot, then there is a chance that the game becomes more likely to crash. That really stinks. Not gonna lie. Because Flu just wants to get out of here. You know it. Like, Flu just wants to get out of here, and now he has to sit through his game loading again. I haven't even been paying attention to Josh. He's probably going for 1 frames here.
Yeah, he's going for them. He's getting them.
Enough with Josh already. Let's cheer on Flu.
Just got a 55.
He's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna get like a 56, like 11 here.
Actually, he's gonna get a 56-12.
And Flu is back. Let's go, Flu.
Props to him for keeping going as well.
Yeah, it's hard when you're mentally in a state. Like you're just.
They must not be allowed to get it.
Someone banned my game pro for trying to show me up. Also, I love you, Mike Game Pro.
Stay fuzzy. Stay for work.
There's a chance Josh dies in the final boss 5 times. You know, we are believers in here. We don't give up.
Quickly before I change my mind.
And just coming up on Josh's end time. Here we go. 56.
Yo, shout out to
28.
Josh for purposely making it so Mike wasn't right.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that a lot. Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
Yo, get rocked, Mike.
I would have respected a little bit more if Josh had just like punched off the edge and redone final boss. It's like no.
No, that'd be too much BM. Like Josh did that right. Well, shout out to Josh for getting a solid time of 56:28. That is a great race time. Definitely not his cleanest run, but he will take the win, obviously. And again, like these wins don't matter really, like right? Both these runs
they
are
do.
gonna make it out.
They do. They do.
Both these runs are going to make it out of their bracket, right?
I think so. I'm not sure what their group's looking like right now.
Yeah, hit us up with a bracket check combo. But like I honestly think both these runners are just like this is just a fun race, and you just don't worry about it. Like this is like predicted outcome.
Here we go.
There's really no music in Lava Tube? Or is it just...
Yeah, so...
Zoomer's just that loud.
Yeah, so this is Josh's 3rd win. Flu has 1. So comes down to his game versus Steven. I believe... See who goes through it.
It's a top 2, right? So...
Yeah, it's top 2.
I honestly don't think this matters too much for Flu, as long as he could shake this race off. Like, this is kind of like, he knows going in he has to play well in order to beat Josh, and he just knows he didn't do that in this case. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, that somehow Josh avoided, is that if you get too close to the portal, your pause buffer just gets eaten up.
Okay, so let's just not read out the credits like Rosa and 16.
We focus on the runners with respect.
Yeah.
I love my man Flu. He didn't have enough mayonnaise today, but like, here we made it through. All right, now we got the final boss. The final boss is really interesting in Jak and Daxter. It can be beaten in 4 phases, right? Is it 3? Oh no, he died! Wait, shoot, you weren't supposed to mess that up. Try again.
God.
Scratch what I just said. Oh no, he died! What? He's in the boss fight? Whoa, what a neat skip. That must be faster. Yeah, shout out to Flu here for just being an ultimate Chad. Flu is going for, obviously, with that death, the boss minute, that if you die more to bosses in this game, they become easier to beat. Very convenient feature. So if you are struggling, just remember to die a lot when playing Jak and Daxter, and you can beat bosses faster. In order to do this phase optimally, you want to obviously shoot the lurkers as they fall down from the sky. I've never counted how many lurkers are there. I just kind of turn my brain off during that fight. I'm gonna lie.
I feel like you can't just turn your brain off during this final boss. It's
there is a lot of time save in final boss, but it comes to when to jump off of the eco platforms and where to stand at the start of each phase.
Blue not bothering to go for the 120, just hitting the stun.
He might have tried. I don't know if did he jump immediately?
Yeah, he jumped pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't even come close to getting in here. Yeah, he's just trying to make it through here. And this is the final phase. We do have to watch a cutscene, which I hate. I hate when there's cutscenes at the end of games. Because you're just waiting to hit one button so you can end the run.
Yeah, shout out to the Miles Morales Spider-Man game.
Oh my god, dude. Waiting to hit one button so you can end the run. You're just like waiting and waiting. I'm like, man.
That could be the stuff to change me back.
No spoilers, please. I got you.
Stay fuzzy. Save the world. Choices.
I would
So-
never spoil a game intentionally.
Do it quickly before I change my mind.
Do you still have the world records in that, by the way?
You know, I'm not even sure. I think so.
No, I don't
really,
really
no one really
care.
plays it
Don't
with
really bother.
PS4. No one really plays it with PS4 anyway.
Time coming up here. Blue. 102.
15-ish?
I'd say
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
I'd say 15. That was a great
cheat.
That was a great race.
Very good race.
Love to see it. Both runners finished. That's all I could ask for. Let's get both those hooligans in here.
HS Blue's in the waiting room for some reason. Don't pull him in.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yes, that's a win for Outrageous Josh. Yo, GG's,
Welcome,
guys.
runners. GG's.
I'm gonna go cry my.
We feel so bad, Flute. All you know is the chat has been supporting you fully. Josh is probably the biggest villain now in the
Yeah,
chat community.
everybody hates Josh.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been like this isn't really a surprise.
Like I was, like everything after, but like before, like Hub 1 was pretty bad. It didn't like I did Hub 2 was really good. Like I banked on Josh dying and Boggy by doing it like the safer route.
Yeah, no, I think
Which is what
I think you
happens.
played Boggy. I think you played Boggy exactly how you should. Like in terms of races, very safe, and I think that worked out great. I question your decision to go for Lava Walk.
Well, I did that because I know Josh was just gonna come back, and so I was like, you know what, full sends only, and I didn't even hold forward, so I just
Yeah,
died.
you were 30 seconds ahead of Josh if you
Oh,
didn't go
that's
for
good.
Lava Walk. Because Josh died
Really?
in Boggy. So
I was wondering if you were watching or not.
yeah,
if you're
we were
watching.
talking
I
about.
started watching at Spider Cave. I was so embarrassed because I died. I didn't even get. It took me a minute and a half just to get backwards. So I swear, Andy Gavin has patched that mid run.
Yo, don't that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's like one of the hardest fixes. Like you'd reset if you didn't get Stalagmite hops, anyways, right?
No, I wouldn't
So-
reset now.
Or you'd at least go for it in the zoomer. So that was
Yeah, like I was saving 5
yeah. And
before Lava Walk.
yeah,
did
so
you,
I think
did you
somehow-
Stalagmite hops?
Yeah, but I missed it. I've been struggling
Okay.
with it recently, so I should
Okay.
have just kept going.
yeah, so it's
And then
it's
I
hard.
crashed.
You don't know. Like while you're in a race, like your mindset is so just non-functioning.
And then after like Mountain Pass, I was just so done. I was like mentally drained. I was so frustrated.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because I guess that could have been winnable, but I was banking on that I was gonna lose. So self-fulfilling prophecy.
I don't think this is a race you just want to forget about, Flu. You'll get a second chance at it, and just gotta.
I'm not really upset about it.
True.
You know. Yeah, and Josh had
GG.
Honestly, you had a really solid run up until Boggy, and then and then Boggy happened. Then you had a good spider cave, and then you had a good everything. You got tree hops.
I'm considering just going back to not old Boggy, but the one with just the first clip.
Maybe for the races.
Just for races. Yeah.
It's a hard choice to be made. Like it's like when you make that decision when you're in a race, like you go for strats that you don't practice, like you do tend to make more mistakes sometimes.
I have never been more upset. Josh,
Josh, did you die in Boggy?
I died in Boggy, yeah.
Oh yeah, so I was playing this out before the race. I was like, Josh is gonna die in Boggy. I'm gonna do this route to be safe. Or he's gonna take like a long time on the clip. That's what I was banking on.
Yeah.
When you died in Lava Tube, Josh, it was heartbreaking. I was like, this is mad.
I died like that last time I went for it too.
Did you hear me just talking crap about you just not going for that trick?
No, I didn't. I wasn't.
I was literally just like, Josh is definitely not gonna go for this. This man practices before he does tricks. I've never seen him do this trick. And then he started turning around. And I was like, you. My original plan was to get 6 eco and go through lava tube as normal, but then just not go for the clip and debate everyone.
Oh,
I like
that's
it.
evil. That's evil.
That
I was right no matter what then.
Yeah, I was never planning on going for Citadel skip anyway. On the Zoomer.
Oh.
You heard it here, everyone. So I will continue my career as a commentator.
And I'm retiring. It was nice knowing you.
We've got 2 people retiring after today's races. I cannot wait to see who retires in our next one. Fingers crossed. It's who is it? G3 and HS Blue. Is that right?
No, Rosa and HS Blue.
Rosa and HS Blue. Well, Rosa's already retired, and I don't want to see HS Blue or retire. So
Rosa is at retirement age, to be fair.
Yeah. Awesome races, guys.
Yeah. GG's, guys.
GG, Josh.
Thanks, yo. GG's Flu. You had me on the ropes, man.
It wasn't.
I guess I did.
Yeah, I would watch it back, Flu. Maybe
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like work on those mistakes because like the backward cell. I literally don't understand how that messed up. I don't know if it like I tried everything literally.
You were spinning a little too late. I think that's like a trick that kind of tricks your brain. You want to spin earlier than you think.
Yeah, that's what usually happens because I don't ever miss that. I usually get it first try and it just like screwed me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think our next race. Oh wait, what time is our next race start? 7 p.m. Oh, okay. We got time. All right. So tell me about your life story, Josh, and how you got into Jak, and then I'll ask Flu.
One thing I did want to say to Flu. I don't know if you do it if you end up having to do backward cell. I don't know if you do it with blue eco or not, but I used to mess it up a lot without blue eco, and I don't know. Maybe it's just a placebo. But whenever I grab blue eco, I feel fine doing backward cell. I don't know why.
The exact opposite.
I guess I could do that.
I hate doing it.
It's just more of a mental thing, I think. But
yeah.
And I was kind of tilted. I missed like my hops, even though I knew I was going to miss it because I haven't gotten it in ages. So.
Yeah.
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 Well, all right.
I think that's it for this race, guys. Stick around, everybody. We've got a race coming up in about 15 minutes.
Should be
HS Blue versus Rosa. But yeah.
Sweet.
Thanks for watching, guys.
GG's.
GG's.
Have a wonderful night.